All it says is going live. I'm live right now. Thank you, Mama. Hey there. It is 103 probably. It is. It's 103 and we are live. It is my lunchtime. My name is Jalissa and I am here as the social work expat. I was educated and trained and practiced as a professional social worker while I was in Connecticut. When my family and I moved away from Connecticut to South Carolina, I stopped working in the field. One of the reasons I stopped working in the field is because social work does not pay well and I had a family to support. So I needed to use my skills that I learned in other work and also in social work to support my family. My goal with these live streams is to go through the process of learning how to use ChatGPT's free online chatbot for prompt engineering. Today is day 5. Yesterday, everything worked really well. I'm very excited about how things went. Yesterday's focus was on asking for clarification prompts, and today's focus will be on specifying output format prompts. Let's get started. I'm going to go to chat.openai.com. That is the website to get into ChatGPT's free version. I will add that to the chat here. My daughter was very helpful to let me know that there is a lag. I will address the lag after work today. I couldn't get to it yesterday. Okay, I'm still live. Awesome. So the goal today is specifying output format prompts, and I'm going to put that in the chat really quickly. I can spell. My whole point of live streaming this is to show that if I, who am not hugely tech savvy, I know enough to get by, but if I can learn prompt engineering, anybody can. And if I can learn to get this live streaming together, anybody can learn that too, because this was not in the cards that I thought was going to hold. All right, we're going to ask ChatGPT like yesterday. We're going to ask them what is a specifying output format prompt. What is a Nope, let's ask it differently. Please explain what kind of prompt for AI chatbots a specifying output format prompt. Please explain what kind of prompt is I'm just making this a little cleaner. Okay, please explain what kind of prompt is specifying output format prompt. I'm just going to put quotes around this. It's not necessary, I don't think, because the whole point of using a chatbot to me seems like it is a bounded, internet enabled search that is using our regular language. And usually that means they say NLP, which is natural language processing. Okay, we got an answer. It says a specifying output format prompt is a type of instruction or guidance given to an AI chatbot that specifies the desired format in which the response should be provided. And then it says it helps structure the output of the chatbot to meet specific requirements or expectations. And as usual, this is long, so it's giving a couple of examples here. It says, for example, a user might ask the chatbot, can you provide me with a list of the top 5 tourist attractions in Paris? And it says, by including the instruction list in the query, the user is specifying that they would like the response in the form of a list. And then it's giving what the chatbot might provide, and it's a numbered list here. So I really liked the asking for clarification prompts yesterday, and specifying output format prompts I think might be really good for today. As usual, there are 3 types of questions that I'm going to focus on. One is a job or job search related question. One is a business idea question. And one is focusing on Black American women. The first 2 are obvious reasons why I choose those. A lot of people who might be looking for better jobs or how they might be able to use AI to start a business or expand a business that they already have. Those are the business questions and the job or job search questions. The question that I ask every day about Black American women is for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that I am American and I am Black, so I'm interested to see what the chatbot has available to answer for my demographic. Also, because these chatbots are trained on what they call LLMs, which are large language models, they're being fed particular information, and I would like to see what kind of information are they being fed about my demographic, about Black American women. So we'll get started. I think today I'm going to start with the business question. Okay. Sometimes I think differently. This one is definitely a different business idea, but I have seen where people are making money as paid companions, not for sexual purposes, but just for companionship. I'm going to ask the chatbot a question about that. Let's see. Are you familiar with paid companion services? Such as, no, I want to see what it says, because usually it gives way too much information. This time it might give me information I don't know about. It says yes. No, not an escort. Okay, yes, no. Okay, thank you. What about paid cuddlers or paid friends services? Aha. It says paid cuddling or paid friends services are a specific type of paid companionship that focuses on providing non sexual physical affection or friendship. These services cater to individuals who seek platonic companionship, comfort, or the experience of human touch without any romantic or sexual elements. Okay, can't keep saying that on the internet. Paid cuddlers or paid friends may offer services such as cuddling, hugging, holding hands, or simply being present and providing emotional support. Okay, I'm going to ask a slightly different question. Hold on. Hmm. Are there services that, I don't know, like Airbnb maybe, connect people who are looking for platonic companionship and people offering those services? If yes, please provide a bulleted list. This is where I'm specifying the output format. Please provide a bulleted list of the top 5 such services. I'm going to say services or online platforms. Such services or online platforms. Okay, so I'm asking the question and I am specifying the output format. I would like it to give me the answers in a bulleted list. And it's giving all its little spiel about the cutoff of this free chat GPT version cuts off September 2021. But it's given us a list of 5. Hold on one second here. Okay, cool. So what it's showing is that there are 5 example platforms. I'm going to thumbs this one up because that's useful information for someone who might be looking to offer platonic, friends only companionship services to people who are lonely. And the news has made it very clear that in the after world from the Rona, there are a lot of people who are lonely. And if we can provide a service that is not onerous to us, if what we can offer is one step away from being a pen pal, then that's great. And maybe there is a paid pen pal service too. Anyone who would like to look that up, that might be a business idea as well. But look, there are 5 websites that the chatbot provided: rentafriend.com, cuddlecomfort.com, meetup.com. I don't know if I would agree that Meetup would be a service where someone could build a business. Bumble BFF. It says here Bumble is primarily known as a dating app, but it also offers a feature called Bumble BFF. I don't know if that would be useful to build a business either, but I guess it's useful information to have. And then Patook, PATOOK.com. And it says it is an app designed to help people make platonic connections and find friends in their local area. It seems like it is a competitor for Meetup. So really, these first 2 meet our criteria and the other 3 don't really. I'm going to ask one last question on this and then move to the next category for today. This is a good start. Please provide a bulleted, not numbered, because it's giving me a numbered list of 5 more services like the first 2 in the last list. The first 2 in the last list were, let's move up and see. Okay. Rent a friend, and cuddle comfort. So with a chatbot, I shouldn't, since this is a continuation of a conversation, I shouldn't have to rewrite everything. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, these are bullets. Nope. These might be helpful to help people with loneliness. So we have friend match, Hey Vina, and it looks like Hey Vina is especially for women. Girlfriend social, looks like it's like Hey Vina. Rent a local friend. This one's interesting. It says Rent a Local Friend offers a service where travelers can hire locals as their companions and guides in various cities around the world. It aims to provide cultural experiences and local insights through platonic connections. That's really interesting. Never would have heard of that if it hadn't been for this question. And We3. We3 is an app that uses an algorithm to match individuals based on shared interests and compatibility. It aims to connect people who are looking to expand their social circles and build meaningful friendships. It seems like out of this list of 10, we got 3 websites that might be helpful for someone who is looking to build a business providing platonic friendship, companionship to people who are lonely. So, on to the next. I think I'm going to do the job search question next. Okay. Let me check the chat. I only have one window. I'll need to get another window if I do more of this. Make sure it's still working. Looks like it's working. Hi. Next question on a job search. So, a lot of social workers provide case management services, and there are other jobs that we, with our social work skills and experiences, might be able to parlay into a more lucrative job. So, are you? I'm going to ask what do you call that? An introductory question, and then get into specifying the output format after this. Are you familiar with case management? Specifically, case management social workers provide. It says yes, and now it's going to give a whole long explanation because that's what it does. I have read that there are ways for you to change the output, just the general default output of responses in the chatbot. And I might try that next week. Might try that tomorrow. We'll see. So it says yes, and social work case management involves assisting clients in navigating and accessing a wide variety of services, supports, and resources. Social workers who provide case management often work with individuals, families, or communities facing various challenges such as poverty, homelessness, mental health issues, substance abuse, domestic violence, or child welfare concerns. This is very, 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 very true. I'm just giving it a thumbs up. The primary goal of case management is to enhance the well-being and quality of life of the individuals or groups being served. And then it gave a list of 6 tasks that are involved in social work case management. And then it talks about the collaboration that goes along with social work case management. Last paragraph says, it is worth noting that the specific responsibilities and practices of case management can vary depending on the setting, population served, and local regulations and policies. Social workers adapt their approach based on the unique needs of their clients and the available resources in their community. All of that is totally true. Now, there is a job that I'm going to ask them about that I think would maybe translate well to social workers' case management skills. I'm going to ask, are you familiar with project management in business settings? Let's see what comes up. It says yes. And it gave the 5 stages of project management. And then it's also talking about the different methodologies and frameworks that are used within project management. So now I'm going to specify, I'll say thank you. And that was a pretty good overview. I still find some of these responses kind of long. That was helpful. Okay, Now I would like for it to tell me, it's going to give it standard little "you're welcome." And do you have any other questions? Yep, I sure do. So I would like, okay, I would like for the chatbot to give me a side-by-side comparison of what it takes to be a social work case manager and what it takes to be a project manager side by side. Like what the skills needed are. And I'm going to go back up here to the case management, and it's talking about the tasks. I'm going to ask about tasks and skills. So please compare please provide a list of tasks social work case managers, a list of tasks that social work case managers perform along with similar tasks project managers perform. Hold on. Let's try this. Please compare the tasks social work case managers perform compared to similar tasks project managers perform. Please, I want it to be in a table, so please provide your response in a 2-column table in the following format. So I'm gonna show it what I want. So I'm gonna say column 1, social work case managers, column 2, project managers, task, project managers task. Because I can figure out it doesn't need a heading. Let's see if this will work. The top 10. No, it won't give me 10, but I'll ask for 10. Please compare the top 10 tasks. Let's see if it'll do it. Let's go down to the bottom here. Oh, look, it's a table. That's great. Is it 10 though? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for documenting. 9, 10. Haha! It did it! I'm excited. Assessment, coordination, advocating. This one is slightly different, but providing counseling and support to clients. And then it says providing leadership and guidance to the project team members, collaboration, monitoring progress. identifying and addressing potential risks and challenges, identifying and managing project risks, documenting client information and maintaining accurate records, documenting project information, progress and changes, engaging in ongoing communication, and then evaluating the effectiveness and evaluating outcomes. A lot of this looks the same. So then it says it's important to note that while there are similarities between the tasks performed by social work case managers and project managers, the specific context, goals, and nature of the work differ. This is a good one. The format, I'm actually going to give additional feedback. The format was what I asked for, and thorough, without being too wordy, but I won't put that. This one's actually a really good response. Now, how is this helpful for a job search? What is the median salary for social work case managers? Kind of. Hold on. And what is the median salary for project managers? Here we go. Miss, please provide this response in table 2 column table form. Will it answer? Nope. I'm going to thumbs that one down. I just want the numbers. It regenerated it and it almost did it right. Yes, this was better. Please revise the above response to only include the median annual wage number in the table. The median annual wage will look like this. So 200. Let's just make up a number and see if it'll just give me the number. I don't need all that wordy stuff. Just the number. I won't thumbs it down. Let's see if it'll do what I asked. Nope. Just the number. Okay. Thumbs down. Just the amount, not all the explanation. Like it matters. Submit feedback, but I don't think it matters. Original and revised look the same. Nope. I'll ask one more time. However, it's interesting to note social work case managers, $51,760 annually is the median salary. I never made that amount as a social work case manager. And then project manager's median salary is $97,180 per year. That's almost twice as much money for the same skill set, like the same tasks. I'm going to ask it to regenerate one more time. It probably won't do it. And while it's doing that, I'm going to check the time. Okay. One thing about social work is that I learned that the question that we ask determines the answer that we get. So because the chatbot has given me the exact same answer 4 times, that means that my prompt is the problem. It's going to give the same thing. I am going to move on and ask another question. Please provide the education and training or certification requirements to become a social work case manager and a project manager. Please provide this response in a 2-column table. Let's see what it says. It's talking about education, either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree for a social work case manager. And for a project manager, it says there is no specific educational path. However, a lot of people get a PMP, which is the Project Management Professional Certification. And then it talks about the training, practical experience, on-the-job training, and then certification. Social work case managers do not require a certification, but they can get an optional certification, it looks like, called the Certified Social Work Case Manager, credentialed through the NASW. And then it talks about the certification for project managers. So for social work, we need a bachelor's or a master's degree to make median income $51,000 a year. And for a project manager, we don't need any specific education, but a PMP certification. It's not a certificate, it's a certification to make a median income of $91,000 per year, if I remember those numbers correctly. That's a huge jump. Last question for today. This is the Black woman question. And I think, let's see what I have here. Are you familiar with Henrietta Lacks? Let's see what it says. Yes, I am familiar with Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was an African American woman whose cells were taken without her knowledge or consent and became the source of the HeLa cell line, one of the most important cell lines in medical research. In 1951, Henrietta Lacks was diagnosed with cervical cancer and received treatment at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. During her treatment, a sample of her cancer cells was taken and sent to a researcher named Dr. George Gay. Henrietta's cells, known as HeLa cells, were the first human cells to be successfully cultured and replicated in a laboratory setting, leading to significant advancements in medical research and the development of treatment for various diseases. However, Henrietta Lacks and her family were unaware that her cells were being used for research purposes, and they did not provide informed consent. Her identity and the source of the cells were not initially disclosed, leading to ethical concerns and questions regarding patients' rights and the use of human tissue for research. Henrietta Lacks' story gained wider recognition after the publication of the book, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot in 2010. The book brought attention to the ethical issues surrounding the use of her cells and sparked discussions about informed consent, patients' rights, and the ethical implications of medical research. Henrietta Lacks' contributions to medical science through the HeLa cell line have been invaluable, but her case also raised important ethical questions regarding consent, privacy, and equity in medical research. Her story continues to shed light on the importance of informed consent and the need for ethical practices in scientific and medical research. This is an interesting write-up because it only talks about her ethnic and racial identity at the very beginning, and it focuses on patients' rights and informed consent. And then it has equity buried right here. So I'm going to ask it another question. How much, nope. Are you familiar with the Tuskegee experiment? Yes, I am familiar with the Tuskegee experiment, also known as the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male. The Tuskegee experiment was a research study conducted by the United States Public Health Service between 1932 and 1972. That would be 40 years. The study aimed to investigate the natural progression of untreated syphilis in African American men. It involved a group of approximately 600 impoverished African American men, including those with syphilis, and a control group without the disease. The participants were told that they were receiving free medical treatment when in fact they were not. The unethical aspect of the Tuskegee experiment lies in the fact that the participants were deliberately denied proper treatment, even after the discovery of penicillin as an effective cure for syphilis in the 1940s, which would have been less than 10 years after they started the study. The researchers wanted to observe the long-term effects of syphilis without providing the participants with adequate treatment. The study continued for several decades, even as ethical guidelines for research evolved. And it talks more about that. Why did I ask these two questions? I would like to ask the chatbot, are there other medical or psychological experiments involving African Americans where there were ethical or informed consent issues? If yes, please provide a numbered list of the top 5 such experiments. I really would like to know African American women. Black American or let's see what happens. See if there are any. And I asked for a numbered list, which is specifying the output format. It says yes. Oh, it's almost time for me to finish my lunch. Four and 5. Okay. It says these are the top 5. I have time to read this, and I'll thumbs it up. It says, yes, there have been other medical and psychological experiments involving Black American or African American women where ethical concerns and issues of informed consent have arisen. Here is a numbered list of 5 notable examples. The Mississippi appendectomy. During the mid-20th century, there were instances of forced sterilizations performed on Black women, commonly referred to as Mississippi appendectomies. Many women, particularly those from marginalized communities, were subjected to sterilization procedures without their knowledge or informed consent. These practices reflected systemic racism and violated the reproductive rights and autonomy of African American women. 2. Radiation experiments on female patients. In the 1940s and 1950s, there were radiation experiments conducted on cancer patients, including African American women, without their informed consent. One example is the case of Henrietta Bell Wells, an African American woman who underwent radiation treatment for cancer without being informed of the experimental nature of the procedure or its potential risks. Eugenics research. During the era of eugenics, which gained prominence in the early 20th century, African American women were often targeted for involuntary sterilization or subjected to unethical research practices. Institutions and researchers propagated racist theories leading to the unjust treatment and exploitation of Black women under the guise of scientific study. Forced experiments on enslaved women. In the era of slavery, enslaved African American women were subjected to various medical experiments without their consent. These experiments included surgical procedures such as gynecological surgeries performed by physicians seeking to advance medical knowledge at the expense of the well-being and rights of enslaved women. This summary is very interesting because it did not include the fact that these experiments were done without any anesthesia. Number 5, oral contraceptive trials. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, there were instances where African American women were enrolled in oral contraceptive trials without being adequately informed of the potential risks and side effects. The trials often disproportionately targeted low-income communities and lacked comprehensive, informed consent processes, raising significant ethical concerns. All of these are medical. I would really like to find out if there are any psychological experiments that were conducted on Black women, but it is 1:53. I have 7 minutes before I have to get back to work. And okay, I'll ask one more question. I did thumbs this one up. Um, Thank you. This is helpful. It's not good. It's helpful. Nothing that was written up there is good. So I'm going to say helpful. Were there any studies with Black American or African American women during the late 19th century into until 1970s. Subjects. Let's try say subjects. If yes, please provide, I'm going to ask for a bulleted list. A bulleted list of the top of 10 such studies. Okay, while this is generating, one of the warnings that ChatGPT gives is that sometimes it gives inaccurate information, and also sometimes it gives flat out made up information. And so I would love to find out, and I need to verify this, like doing my own research, if these experiments are real that ChatGPT is providing. It says during the late 19th century until the 1970s, there were psychological studies that involved Black American or African American women as subjects. However, it's important to note that many of these studies were influenced by racist ideologies and practices that perpetuated harmful stereotypes and discriminatory treatment. And it said, here is a bulleted list of 10 such studies. I need it to give me bullets. It's numbered. I'm not even going to read this yet. I want it to give me what I asked for. Thank you. Please revise the above list. Okay, please make it bulleted list, not numbered list. It's the exact same thing. I just want to see if I can specify the output and let it give me what I want. It looks like I need to say, if I want a bulleted list, I have to say bulleted, comma, not numbered, or something like that. This is very general. It's the same thing. The numbered list actually gives like names. Helms and Cross, I remember learning about their work. But it gave answers. I would have to write a prompt to elicit more information. And I think that was yesterday's asking for clarification work. And I'm trying to see what was the other day. Day 3? Yep. Asking for clarification to dig in and get a little bit more information. But I think this was really good for today. Um, it looks like the stream has worked this whole time. So that's excellent. And I'm going to end it. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed